intelligence agencies have investments in a lot of startups in Silicon Valley, and a lot of times they're writing like non-disclosure agreements. Like if they talk about that, they could like go to jail, and like their assets could be taken. So you never know if Google actually signed something like that with the CIA.
Well, think about like the data that ChatGPT is collecting off of us right now, because it's deeper than just like a Google search. I feel like it's more intricate than a regular Google search that you would regularly do. You know, you give a lot more thought into what you're searching up, what you're asking it, and that just adds to your profile. You know.
Well, you see your history.
Surveillance list.
You see your history, right?
Yeah. It even could remember the questions. The question in the same conversation. But all that data of us giving it is just making it smarter, I guess, better.
Nah, it's gonna give you the better narrative answers. Microsoft wants you to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Microsoft, Bill Gates.
And
they're gonna be strict on COVID disinformation or what?
I noticed that when I asked a question about the CIA connection with Google, like in the founding of Google. Remember I told you there was this video, Cold Fusion, that talks about the connection between Google and the CIA? And when I was asking ChatGPT to tell me what is the connection, it was telling me that there was no such connection between the CIA and Google's founders. That's what Google was telling me.
Which is not true.
Which is, it could not be true, bro. Because you know what? Recently I saw that interview with Robert F. Kennedy with Lex, what was his name?
Lex Friedman.
Friedman. And he be telling that about, he mentioned how intelligence agencies have investments in a lot of startups in Silicon Valley, and a lot of times they're writing like non-disclosure agreements. Like if they talk about that, they could like go to jail, and like their assets could be taken. So you never know if Google actually signed something like that with the CIA.
Yeah, bro, you gotta watch that new Jason Bourne, the latest one they made, because it's exactly about that.
So that was a good point. And
backdoor deals. Hey, we'll help fund your company, but you gotta give us all your data. You know? And then it starts there, and then it gets deeper. Oh, you just did a new update. You're getting bigger and bigger. Okay, we're gonna need a backdoor to that.
Well, fucking. That's what you see. Like you cannot trust ChatGPT. It's been co-opted. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the whole internet is co-opted. You know, all the bias.
Well,
from everything on the internet.
I feel like
comes out
the
still.
Social medias and like the tech companies, they're co-opted. You know, but you know what I'm saying? They're in it. And I feel like they've been in it for a long ass time. Maybe their creation, like their funding, the way they became big.
Well, we be talking about this shit all the time, bro. Who created the internet?
It was a military fucking experiment project.
Right. Who created Thor? I mean. I think that shit was also government funded.
Well, even when it comes to Bitcoin, bro, there's that allegation that the CIA had to do something with its creation. I mean, when you think about like its founder, that Japanese fool, it's all like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make any sense like the creation of Bitcoin and shit. There's not a lot of information about that fool. So you never know, bro. You never know.
Maybe the U.S. government secretly has a bunch of fucking Bitcoin since the beginning. But nah, I don't think so, bro. I don't know. There was too much institutional pushback against it.
You still feel like Bitcoin is legit?
Absolutely, bro. The technology of it. RFK is a big supporter of it too. But he sees it. Because it's not going to be the US dollar that competes with Bitcoin. It's going to be the CB, the central bank digital currency that the US government eventually pushes out. Something like the FedNow program, but a currency. You know? That's what.
But what if they're using Bitcoin's using cryptocurrency as a way to get people like started? you know, getting used to this type of technology. That way they're being more inclined to like opt in to that digital currency the Federal Reserve is bringing out. When you think about it, when you think about having your money like in a digital format, I feel like people that have fucked with cryptocurrencies would be more inclined to have their money like that compared to somebody older that has no type of like knowledge.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna take a while before. I don't know, bro. I don't know how it's gonna end up, but I feel like blockchain and AI are gonna come together somehow. Like that's gonna be real different.
You know how they found cocaine in the White House?
Yeah.
Who do you think it belonged to?
I mean, it's probably the most obvious answer, honestly.
You think so? You think it was really Hunter Biden though?
I mean,
but
I think probably would have said something by now. I feel like.
But I think they found it like
if it wasn't
in the press area or something like that. I don't think it was Hunter Biden's, but I think it's somebody that works there. Like I'm pretty sure most of them motherfuckers, bro,
they got some shit.
They're doing cocaine. They're doing some sort of stimulant. You like even our politicians, bro. You don't think they're storing cocaine? They got the money for it.
Yeah.
Stimulant. You know what I'm saying?
Before a speech and shit. Get everybody hype.
I don't know if you remember a white fool that had gotten elected as member of Congress. He was young. He was on a wheelchair. I forgot his name. But he got elected like probably like, well, he got kicked out. They voted him out, but he only had one term. He was one of them young senators like AOC and all of these people.
Yeah.
He was a Republican though. And then they did an interview with that fool, and then that fool admitted that members of Congress were having like sex parties and doing a bunch of cocaine. That's what he admitted to. And like a lot of
like the party, goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of like people from Congress like push back on that, and then that fool just loses his re-election bid, bro.
I'm telling the truth.
Well, you think something like that happens?
Fuck yeah, I believe it, bro.
Sex parties and cocaine? By members of Congress or what? You know,
the craziest answer is usually the right one. Shit.
You know, they be saying Nancy Pelosi be smoking crack. No, meth. She's smoking meth.
Damn. I don't think so, bro. She's too old.
But like, you'll see how she be talking. She be slurring her words.
I think that's just from being old, though.
You think so?
I don't know. Shit, some people stay sharp, bro. Some people don't. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
But bro, like, how can you still be working, bro, at that age, being like that? Like, why do we allow ourselves to be represented by people like that? Like, that shit makes you think about like people that vote for Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you want to vote for some old ass bitch that is making money, bro? She's like the best trader, right?
The best trader. She is the best. Wolf of Wall Street. Nancy Pelosi.
You hit this? People, when you look at the media really only focuses, anytime they remember about 9/11, they only remember New York City, the attacks. I mean, obviously because that's where the majority of people die. You know what I'm saying? But plane hit the Pentagon, bro. That's crazy.
That shit is crazy,
That's
bro.
like the center of American
Defense,
security.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, bro. It hit the Pentagon. What the fuck?
I don't know if you ever seen like the video. There's only one video where something fast crashes on the side of the Pentagon, and that's why a lot of people have these conspiracy theories. Because all of a sudden, there's only one camera that is working that caught that, and like even the footage, bro, like it's just so quick that you don't know what's hitting it. It doesn't look like a plane. It looks like a long cylinder for sure, and that always trips me out. And same thing when I do research on photos on the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania. Honestly, bro, it does not look like a plane crashed there, bro. Like, there's no like wreckage of a plane.
So what do you think? What do you think happened then?
I don't know what happened, bro, but the government knew something was gonna happen. It could be possible, bro. Remember Operation Northwoods? The U.S. actually attacking American cities to invade Cuba. I mean, if they planned it,
the president could have just said yes and it would have happened. Well, Bay of Pigs too, like shit like that, like that shit crazy, bro.
and even when you think about the attacks on New York City, bro, it's true. Like, it's crazy how till this day, the Twin Towers and that Tower 7 that fell too, those have been the only like steel buildings in the world to collapse just due to fire. It has never happened till this day. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And I always look at the footage of 9/11, bro, and the way the buildings just collapsed like that. You know what I'm saying? And how they just dissolve. You know what I'm saying? They don't crumble like. It's crazy, bro. Like, and that building 7 that also fell, you see when it falls like it's falling like controlled demolition. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Jesse Ventura be talking about that shit. And he used to do that shit, bro. He used to actually do like the demolitions and shit.
Oh yeah, I know that fool really.
Man, I wish that fool would have run for president, bro, at some point. You know? I think there's still a possibility, maybe. I'm not sure, but he would have been a really good candidate, bro.
Yeah, and he's sharp for his age.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think he's probably the oldest. If he were to jump in, I think he's probably like, I think maybe he might be at par with Cornel West in age. I don't know how old is that fool. But that fool's he's pretty good. Cognitive, you know. But yeah, that fool's always been pretty woke about like 9/11, bro. He doesn't give a fuck if he's called a conspiracy theorist. But it's true, bro. Like, you're not able to talk about it. Like, if you talk about the government did 9/11, you're most likely a conspiracy theorist, and people don't take you serious.
Yeah.
But like, why accept the narrative that the government has given you when the government always lies to you about like any major event? Bro, and this is the same point. Like, I think about this point when you become delusional and like you accept the deception. And remember how you were reading about, you're telling me that you were reading 1984 and how that fool, the main character, ends up just, even though he knows that the government is lying, he accepts what the government tells him.
Yeah.
So you're in a state of like mass psychosis. And Chris Hedges talks about that, bro. He says like we're at a point where we don't even know what's reality and what's not. And we know the government is lying to us, but we'll accept it. We'll take the information. We'll take whatever like orders we get from authority. That's fucked.
Yeah, bro. Shout out Chris Hedges, bro.
That's fucked.
That fool got deplatformed.